Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Neca Alien Romulus Ultimate Xenomorph XX121. This is basically the big chap from the first film that survived, spent 25 years in space, then was captured by Weyland-Yutani, and eventually tried to kill them all, and was shot to death. And this all happened off-screen before the film. I got this guy from the Neca store. He arrived today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, Alien Romulus, looks like the poster for the film, Ultimate Xenomorph XX121. Once that package, we have the big chap standing there. Other side, same thing. At the back, here he is posed up. It comes with a facehugger and chest burster. And at the bottom, there is a barcode if that helps anybody. This is one of Neca's Ultimate figures. Window box packaging. You can hear the Velcro as I open it up. On the inside flap, there's a big chap, and then here he is with all the accessories. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And of course, I did get two of these figures. You could never have too many aliens in your hive. Alright, now that I got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. Each of the alien figures comes with a total of 8 interchangeable hands, a facehugger, and 2 chest bursters. And of course, since I got 2 of them, I've got 4 chest bursters and 2 facehuggers. Before taking a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Xenomorph XX121 specimen. It is the big chap from Alien, 1979's first entry to the franchise, the one that started everything. At the end of the film, Ripley ejected him out of the airlock, shot him with a harpoon gun, and then he floated in space. I guess he made his own cocoon, doesn't need oxygen, doesn't need food, even for 20 years or however long it was. Eventually, when Yutani scientists found them, opened up the cocoon, and I don't think they expected it to be alive. Eventually, it attacked the entire station, and they shot and killed it, but the Esser blood bled through and I think killed all the scientists and Weyland-Yutani commandos. It does sort of lessen the end of the first Alien film, knowing that he didn't die, but at the same time, it kind of shows you how it's a perfect organism, and even the vacuum of space and not eating for a very long time will not kill them or slow them down. That does bring to my attention that the alien queen from Aliens is also probably floating around space somewhere, eventually to be found. So I'm really curious to see how this stacks up with Neca's previous big chap figures, and we will check that out in depth later in this video. For now, let's take a closer look at the alien. So, it's totally different from the scorched Romulus alien. He's got the smooth dome head, but you can really see inside and see that inner skull. The detailing is very cool. Can't see the eyes too much, although I can see where they are under the dome, but it's a little bit sort of dark here. You can see his teeth at the front. The inner mouth is really small, kind of surprising me. It's got the little tubes in the back, the sort of wiry looking stuff connecting his head to his back. Biomechanical indeed. Look at all the nice detailing on the stomach, the rib cage, very skinny, sort of human-shaped body. The big chap was birthed from a human, and it makes me wonder if that's where the influence or this kind of alien first started. Maybe they were different from the space jockey, but who knows. The tail has a bendy wire, can take different poses. These, I don't know what you call them, little sort of spikes. They're very soft, they're not going to break off if you move them too much. Looks like double jointed knee, double jointed elbows. The tubes look good. The middle one does not come off. I really like the head. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. You can see the sort of snarling teeth at the front, the transparent dome on the head. I think it looks great. I imagine this guy uses a lot of new parts, but I'm not for sure yet. We will compare them shortly. So far, so good. Now there's another version of the big chap coming, and that's the sort of dead one that's suspended in wires in the air. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as it can go, with all of its removable parts detached. Now let's check out the accessories, and let's start off with its hands. This alien has a total of 8 hands, 4 left hands, and 4 right hands. Here's the alien with the first pair of hands. These are some open hands. Look like they could be some grabbing hands. Maybe he's about to grab and headbutt somebody. Here's his second pair of hands. Also outstretched, but a little bit more rounded. And his next pair of hands. These hands are also kind of rounded, but he's got the first finger separate, and then the next 4 fingers in pairs of 2, and the last finger separate. He has 6 fingers on his hand. And his last pair of hands, these hands, almost look like gripping hands. Maybe he could hold or grab something. Now to look at the facehugger. The facehugger is a little bit different from the previous films. It's a much darker color. It's got sort of dark yellow fingertips, mostly black, and then it's got pink around the middle. On the inside there, pretty nice sculpting detail, and pretty nice paint job as well. It does have a bendy wire in the tail. Kind of allows for a little bit of posing, but not that much. The bendy wire doesn't go all the way to the back. It stops somewhere around here, and it's very stiff up here. So it moves, but not a lot. But still looks damn good. And with the sort of glossy paint, the alien and the facehugger have sort of a slimy or wet look to it, and that is perfect for these creatures. And as I'm sure you guys remember, I got 2 of these aliens, so I have 2 of these facehuggers from Alien Romulus. And as you recall from the film, the facehuggers play a pretty important role, a big mass amount of them. And now, with this big Chap figure, I have a total of 12 of these Alien Romulus facehuggers, which is perfect because in the movie they had swarms of them. I've got 2 from these big Chap figures, 4 from the 4 accessory sets that I got, and then 6 from the different scorched xenomorphs, totaling 12 of these facehuggers, which, like I said, is perfect. I was hoping to get more, and the way they're releasing them, it's very convenient, and I'm stacking up more and more and more of them. Now let's look at the chest bursters that came with the big Chap. Now in the film, I can only recall one chest burster happening, and that was in the sort of Asian girl. And it was a pretty cool scene when she had the little x-ray thing kind of showing it breaking out of her rib cage. But I don't think we saw any other chest bursters. So as you can see, it's got a little dome on top. It's a lot smaller, sort of flat. It's a baby. It's not grown up. Mouth is shut. It's got little arms out there. It does have bendy wire inside. You can see little holes for it to breathe. And the tail, it kind of looks like a snake. Like I said, it has a bendy wire. The posing is quite limited, but at least it has some posing. Now, there are 2 versions, and the main difference is going to be this one has a mouth open, and this one does not. They both have the arms sticking out, but they're shaped a little bit differently. The sort of dome piece seems a little bit bigger on this one. I feel like this one is as it's first slithering out, and this one is as it's screaming, about to run away. Now to check out the reuse, differences, and similarities between this Xenomorph XX121 and the original Big Chap. Even though they are the same creature, I took the ultimate Big Chap because I thought that one would be more appropriate for the comparisons, and to my surprise, they don't share a single part. There are some things I like better on the new one, and some things I like better on the old one, so let's take a closer look. Now starting with their heads. The head is a lot smaller on the new one, a lot bigger on the old one. I think I prefer the size of the old one, but the new one has some better details. You can see a lot more of the sort of skull underneath. They both look good, but I'm a little bit sort of put off by how much smaller this one is, especially the inner jaw. Maybe it's just because of the figures I'm so used to, but it just seems way, way smaller than the old one, and personally not a fan of that. If you could get the size like this and a detail like this, that'd be awesome. As we go further down, I think the new sculpt is better. Very thin with the rib cage. The articulation, at least the cut, is way hidden. Almost seamless. This one, much more noticeable. The arms, they're also a little bit smaller. The sculpt is good. They're smaller at the top, smaller at the bottom. But, like I said, there are no shared parts whatsoever. The tubes in back look a little bit different. This part is not removable, even though it is on that guy. Hell, the tails are different. I like the design of the new tail. The sort of spike parts are a lot taller, a little more subtle on this guy. And then, of course, the legs. They're very similar, the same sort of textured part at the front here, but once again, nothing is shared. And I'm very, very surprised and impressed by that. They could have easily just threw this guy in the box, laid him an Alien Romulus, and called it a day. But they made a brand new Big Chap, even though I think I prefer the old one, maybe because I'm just more used to it. The proportions are a little more what I'm familiar with. But I've had this guy for many, many years. And so, I don't know, like I said, I'm just really used to this guy. So right now, I'm going to say I like this one better. But I'd have to look at the film and decide which one I think is a little bit more accurate. This guy's sculpt is maybe a little bit more detailed and better. The paint job, it's glossier, which is good for an alien. Both really nice figures, but I do not feel like it's a full improvement on him. I just wish it was a little bigger. The sculpt is better. So, like I said, some things I like better on the new one, some things I like better on the old one. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing just under 9 inches tall, about 8.8 or 8.9 inches, which can translate to just over 22 centimeters. And for his articulation. Starting with his head, it can rotate side to side, but not a lot. And even if it go further, little wires there would prevent it from going much further. You can look up and down about that far. His mouth, jaws articulated, open and shut, and then of course the inner mouth or tongue can come out. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out just a little bit less than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There's no bicep cut. He's got double jointed elbows. They go in about that far. There is rotation, although, yeah, rotation, I'm imagining both top and the bottom there. The wrist can rotate, and it's hinged as well. In his torso, he has a ball joint. It can't really rotate very much, a little bit, forward and back quite a bit. No articulation in the waist, legs, ball joints, complete as splits. They can rotate independently against the ball joint. They can go forward about that far, back, not at all. He's got double jointed knees, they go all the way back. No rotation there, you get that in the sort of thigh. The ankles, forward and back. A little bit of rotation, not really tilt rock, I mean maybe a little bit. Toe articulation. And then of course we have the tail. The tail has a bendy wire, and it has rotation at the base. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Alien Romulus figures. Here's the Big Chap, or the Xenomorph XX121 from Alien Romulus, next to the Scorched Xenomorph from Alien Romulus. Now you may notice, or of course you do, the incredible size difference, which I believe was actually accurate to the film. I believe the aliens in the suits were way bigger than the previous incarnations, and I don't really know why they would be. These aliens were simply hatched out of humans, just like the Big Chap was. There's really no reason they should be so different. Now, I do really like the Scorched alien. It had two different domes, so you can make the actual Scorched, which was the main one, running around, chasing the humans in the film, or you can swap it out with a regular dome, giving you other aliens from the same hive. This guy here has the Scorched dome on. This guy has the regular. And like I said before, I got 6 of these Scorched aliens, 5 of which have the regular dome. 1 has a Scorched dome, making him a unique xenomorph. And of course, he has the rest of his hive to go along with. And they're way bigger than the Big Chap. Just makes him seem sort of puny and insignificant, even though he was this horrific creature from the first film that started the entire franchise, and there's really no reason they should be so different size-wise. Drop me down in the comments below if you're aware of something I'm not. But they both came from humans, both from the same sort of reproduction. They should take the same DNA traits from humans, and I don't see why they would be so different. Here are these two Alien Romulus Big Chap figures next to the original Neca Big Chap. Well, not Neca's first Big Chap, but Neca's first Big Chap in their current alien line. I believe this one was from Series 1. Maybe it was from Series 2. It looks good. Mine's quite loose. I've had it for a very, very long time. It still holds up today, but it's been revisited and tweaked many times over the years. And I wanted to start off at the beginning with my Big Chap comparisons, but I thought it made more sense to start off with the first Neca one. And even though the one I showed is not the first Neca one, let's go and start off at the beginning. Here are these two Alien Romulus Big Chap figures next to 3 McFarlane Big Chap figures. These predated the Neca alien line, and then here with Neca's first Big Chap figure. This is an older Neca figure that predates Series 1 of their current alien line, even though they're not releasing them by waves anymore. Then, with the Kenner homage, all black Big Chap figure, this is a repaint of Neca's first Big Chap, well, the one from Wave 1, and this is an homage from an older Kenner Alien vs. Predator 2-pack. This was an Alien vs. Predator NECA 2-pack. And now, with 4 of the ultimate 40th anniversary Big Chap figures. Next, with a Walmart exclusive 40th anniversary Big Chap. This one is exactly the same as the others, except it has a cloudier dome. Here are these Romulus Big Chap figures, next to a couple of 40th anniversary Bloody Big Chap figures. And here they are, next to a couple of 40th anniversary Concept Big Chap figures. These are done in a much lighter black or gray color. And speaking of Concept aliens, here they are next to both the original and the 40th anniversary Concept Big Chap. I guess originally in the film, the alien was going to be white and translucent. I think it's better they went with the black version. Then, with a couple of 40th anniversary glow-in-the-dark Big Chap figures. And now, with a couple of Kenner homage light blue Big Chap figures. Next, with a couple of Aliens Genocide Red Hive Big Chap figures. Here they are, with a couple of Mezco Big Chap figures. And here, with a couple of Mafex Big Chap figures. And now, with a couple of SH Figure Arts or SH Monster Arts Big Chap figures. And finally, with a couple of Figma Big Chap figures. Now let's check them out, next to some Alien figures from each of the different Alien films. Here they are, next to a couple of Ultimate Aliens from the 1979 film, Alien. And here, with a couple of Ultimate Xenomorphs from 1986's Aliens. Then, with a couple of Dog Alien figures from Alien 3. And now, with a couple of Aliens from Alien Resurrection. Next, with a couple of Aliens from Alien vs. Predator. Here they are, next to a couple of Aliens from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. We have an Alien Warrior and the Pred Alien. These are some older NECA figures that predate the first series of Alien figures. NECA has promised to revisit Alien vs. Predator Requiem with a deluxe Pred Alien and Alien Warrior, and then an Ultimate Wolf on the Predator side of things. But that promise has been made time and time again over the years, and it just seems less and less likely to happen with each passing year. Then, with a couple of Deacons from Prometheus. And now, with a couple of Aliens from Alien Covenant. And here they are, with a couple of Aliens from Alien Romulus. I sure hope and fully expect NECA to make figures based off Alien Earth, the upcoming TV show that comes in about 2 weeks. Here are these Romulus Big Chap figures, next to a couple of NECA Ultimate Predator figures. Then, with a couple of Engineers from Prometheus. And finally, with some human figures from NECA's Alien and Predator lines. So overall, these are some good Alien figures, but they're not great Alien figures. I mean, they are pretty nice, but nowhere near as nice as the Scorched Alien. That was a home run. NECA did an excellent job on that figure, and they really did a good job on these figures too, but they're not quite as impressive. Like I said before, there are things I like better about this Big Chap, and things I like better about the previous Big Chap. Paint job is excellent here. The sculpt, the details are great. Just the fact that the mouth, and the head, and the arms are smaller than the old one kind of turns me off. They should have kept the proportions similar. And the Scorched guy is so big, even big compared to the previous Big Chap, and he's enormous compared to these guys. So, a slightly mixed bag. I think the tails are also much better on these guys. Their accessories are fantastic. Love getting another facehugger, plenty of hands, a couple chest bursters. If I were to rate these guys, I'll probably give them a 7 out of 10. Like I said, there are things I like better and things I like worse about these. If only they could make them with this sculpt, this paint job, this level of detail, but a little bit larger proportions, it would be excellent. As is, it's a very good Big Chap figure, but I'd say I think I prefer the NECA 40th Anniversary Ultimate one as my favorite. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys real soon.